guys, thanks for tuning in to the Dogwood Springs Outdoors channel. Today we're working on a stand and just the whole setup for throwing axes. I thought I wanted to do this just kind of as a surprise for the family, and everybody enjoys it, but we've never had it ourselves, and I have most of the materials, if not all, to build it here. And so I'll just kind of go over how I'm gonna do it, and you know, you can adapt it. There are obviously a lot of ways to build these. I mean, with me, I have access to a lot of trees and wood, and I mean, I cut my own firewood, and so the round was not as big an issue as actually making a stand for it, and that's going to kind of be the main project. But we've gotten started a little bit. I've cut the round. I'll talk about it, show you it, and then I just barely got started on the actual stand for it, and so we'll take you along the rest of the way. So I've decided I was going to use cedar posts because I have those too, but I would like this. I don't know if it's possible because it's a big log, but I would like this to be kind of a foldable, so to speak, or you know, a little easier to store where it wasn't always taking up a ton of room. And I think it's starting to rain, so I apologize if we get a lot of background noise from that. But anyway, so all I've done here is I have three like old landscape timbers, and I have just kind of butted them up to each other. If you use 2x4s for like a smaller log, I would put a short 2x4 inside on there. Right at the top, so it's even across the top, and then I just have an old hinge that I'm, put on the top so it will fold up. And then next will be, and it's not going to be nearly this long. I mean, it could be, but I don't want that much weight if possible. So I'm going to cut the legs shorter, and then we're going to work on some support arms that hopefully will fold into the body and go backwards using, my plan is just to cut this other landscape timber, and then we'll just need the bracing across the front to hold the round. And if it's not, it may be raining too much, but if it's not, we'll show you the round real quick. So real quick, I had a big tree that I cut down recently, and this is cut a couple of rounds off of it for throwing specifically. The standard kind of width for these is supposed to be like 6 to 8 inches because you need them thick enough that they'll hold up. I made these 8 inches, and it's not uncommon to see them thicker than that either, but I didn't want to go any thicker just because of the weight, because that's about 30-inch diameter round right there. So it's got some weight, and that's red oak is what I've used. All right, I decided I'm going to take 15 inches off and shorten it by that just to make it more manageable. I was going to do 18, but I didn't want to take off too much because it's a lot harder to add it back than to take off anymore. So I'm just going to cut that with a chainsaw and see what it looks like. I got the saw. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this other one in half. I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but all landscape timbers are not created equal, so these are not the same thickness. They're a little off, and this other one is quite different. But so I use lighter, smaller, so I'm purposely using it for the rear leg supports. So my plan, I'm gonna just cut it in half and then fasten it with a bolt and washers so I can swing it back. It is going to matter. I was thinking that I'll be level across the bottom, but the more, if I do that, then it's going to affect the angle of the stand itself, depending on how far back you set them. So I'm going to try to figure that before I do any attaching. So that's what I got that I think is going to work best for me. It's about 7 inches. I'll have some play, you know, the adjustability and how far back I put them to how much the stand is leaning. And of course, you know, it also depends on what kind of ground you have it set on. It's likely that I'm going to be on an incline, so there's a hill behind it. But I want it to be where it would work on multiple different kind of angles or terrains. So hopefully this will be it. So I dropped, that hole is about 1 3/4 inches down for my pivot. So I got, these are 6-inch bolts. Let's put an 1 inch and, I don't know, 1.5 inches of thread on them. So I'm just coming up from the inside, like so, or like I have it spread open right now. So I'll be actually, I did the other one, so this will be tightened from the outside. Or the nut will be on the outside. I'll be tightening from both. I did not recess that head in there. You know, I was going to, because I don't want the axe to hit that, but it should be behind the log. It shouldn't really be a way, at least with my design, for it to hit that metal. Sorry, I can't do this and hold the camera. This timber is thicker than the other side, so I barely got enough to grab onto, but then I'm just tightening that. So here we go, set up. How much difference there is, much thread. I'll probably do that on the outside too, so I can fold it all the way closed. It won't, when it folds, it won't hit my supports. My initial idea when I was going to get to the store to get more stuff was that I could have like several notches, and so that way you could open this to different widths as needed, and so this side would be anchored, and then you could just drop it down to a different notch depending on how wide you opened it. So if I did like I was talking about, and just had it where it just fit down in a groove over that thing, then you're not getting the support on this. It's not pushing down on that, so it's not helping with the weight on the front like I want. So it may be that this only folds one way. I mean, it still will get narrow that way, but it would be a fixed width. All right, I decided that I'm gonna try it just fixed, so it won't fold unless I take that out. It definitely feels a lot more stable. So let's try to put our block on here and see what we got. I think I'm gonna have to use a tractor. So my battery died on me while I was trying to load it on there. That thing's really heavy, but what I ended up having to do, first time didn't go so well. It kind of folded, so I cut this other board. I just put a notch in it so I could slide it down over the back brace there and get that much more support, so hopefully it would keep it from folding up. Again, that's probably 33 inches at the widest. And of course you wanted it down in that notch down in there, resting in there. Got 2 lag screws on each side in here, and then I got one in the back holding this in. So I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, but I'm gonna just put some stain on it now, sealer on these cuts, and call it ready. This should dry clear here. This is what it finished up like. I'm 6'3", so kind of got an idea of size, I guess, there, but I didn't know what I was getting into. I've got maybe less than $15 in materials, a good bit more in labor. I have sweated a lot on this one, but hopefully it'll be fun and last. Got some axes on order, but we'll see how it goes. But if I'm able, I'll do a little post-credits throwing in there. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I like that height. You're not bending over to pull the axes out or anything like that, but hopefully it'll last and we'll have some fun with it. But if you have any questions or comments, just put them down there in the comments, let me know. As always, thanks for watching it. Come back and see us.